Tolo dance and what's that guy? What's that guy sang about? Naji, something
Sonny
Naji,
Neji.
something Naji.
Sunny Nigeria, Tolo.
Tolo.
Wait, all of this is working
See
today.
ya. Max up, studio is live.
Smooth 98.1. Love music, love life. When you hear that sound, you know it's time for the Grapevine 981. It's part of the Smooth Breakfast Show with Valentine Ohu.
And I am RSA. I just felt like you're rapping. I just didn't want to interrupt you. Go on.
Okay.
Yeah.
With Valentine Ohu and
I am RSA.
also joining us, we have the duo, the dynamic duo of James Silas
Yeah.
and
All right.
Oris.
Good morning, people. Good morning, people. Actually, I have to bring everything down.
Just broke
I have
the
to bring it
right.
down. I have to
Calm
bring it
down, right?
Okay, but it's not calm down.
Just stop the music.
It just went after that. Well, thank you. Glad to have you guys
Oh
in.
gosh.
As always, we successfully pulled through with the story that we started last week and finished on Tuesday.
I don't remember.
You don't
If you know, you know.
You know.
If you know, you know.
That's true. That's true. If you know, you know. If you actually have listened or you're a great participant of the show, thank you so much for being here again today.
Thank you.
We're appreciative of your commitment.
Yes, we are.
Sound like a politician now. But let's move on to more stories. Actually about entertainment all through the show. But here's how you can be a part of it.
We're streaming live on YouTube and I'm giving you a little wave to say hello and welcome. youtube.com/smooth981FM Lagos. And then on WhatsApp.
Yes, WhatsApp number is 0809-444-0981. You can watch us, as I have said, on YouTube. Please subscribe. Smooth FM Lagos. And Oris is here. Good morning, Oris.
Good morning, Valentine.
Thank you, James, for being here. We've introduced you.
Of course.
Thank you.
I need no introduction. They know.
I like your outfit, by the way.
Thank you.
Looks like you should be on the beach.
I should climb on this table so they can see me on
Yeah,
YouTube.
not
you
fine,
should,
please.
yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I was just jealous.
Thank you, Ayo.
It's not fine.
You can sing, Ayo.
Thank you,
You can
James.
dance.
Wow, what do you want, James? What do you want at this point? We should ask you. But I don't know if you want this album. Would you like to listen to it? Oris, I'm keen to hear your take on this story on a Nigerian legend, as it's been described, and one half of the defunct music supergroup P Square. He announced his debut solo studio album, Rudy Will Kill Us. Or I'll be Rudy Kill Us, that's what he
Scared
titled
already.
it. 12-track album to be released on the 5th of August 2021 and will feature no one. The production is handled by Chris String, Sela Bobo, Orbit, Lord Sky, executive producer Rude Boy himself. Project was supervised by his older brother, Jude NG's Okoye. Since P Square became defunct, I recall that Rude Boy has released hits like Reason With Me, Audio Money. His brother Mr. P also dropped his album earlier this year. Rudy Killers. Choice of words. Ours.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm looking forward to it, frankly. If only because, of course, there's a lot of drama and with these guys these days. And I think his brother's album was okay, was decent. But I think everybody remembers, or if they don't remember, well, now they would know that Rude Boy actually was the songwriting half of P Square, while the brother was mostly involved with dancing. So I think that this probably means that generally we should expect that I get better songwriting than his brother had. Hopefully. So yeah, and of course when you look at the lineup, I think a lot of these guys worked with P Square as a group back at the time. So I'm assuming that it will be cool. I'm actually a bit curious as to see what NGs is up to these days, because I think he's been the one who has suffered the most in the public eye, because I think people blame him for the
Split.
for the split. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the album actually. I was never a huge fan of P Square at the time, to be honest. Because I felt like they were just these money grabbers who didn't care about the art. But since then, now that I'm older, there's a bit of nostalgia and listening to their songs these days. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I forgive them. So yeah, looking forward. Let's see.
Will the forgiveness be complete if the song is good?
By the grace of God. Yes. Certainly. But the thing exactly is that, yes, will it be good? I think that's the question. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to what he has to offer.
James, do you think he's going to cop the mark?
I don't know. I have this, I'm indifferent about it. Alright, so first of all, I've actually liked the singles that he has put out.
That's good. The
Truthfully.
reason with me was actually quite
Yeah.
nice.
I've actually liked the singles. but for the body of work, when somebody puts out
An
an
album.
album, it's a
Yeah.
different ballgame entirely because it's a cocktail of different things that they felt or how they've written or produced the whole record entirely.
Do you think this is why EPs are not popular? People are scared to just like make albums.
Yeah, so EPs are fast, like maybe 30 minutes. So
Small
it's a quick,
chops.
yes, like,
Exactly.
so it's a
Nice
quick, it's a quick listen.
Exactly,
But
small chops.
albums can, you have to take time to actually,
Yes.
you have to actually be interested
You have to pay
to listen to
attention,
an
yeah,
album,
to
especially
attention.
when living in, in an industry or in an industry, I think it's even worldwide, where singles actually thrive a lot more than,
Yeah, especially these days, yes.
yeah.
especially
So
yes.
for Rude Boy, he has done well already with the singles. So I think I'm curious to want to hear what the album will sound like. The what's his name? Mr. P has put out his own album. I've listened to the album really. Truthfully, personally, I wasn't really. It's not something I want to
I
listen
think
to
that's
again.
I think that's something a lot of people feel like.
Okay, so it's not something I want to listen to
For
again.
yourself, sorry.
But
It's true.
for Rude Boy, let's see, because yes, if Rude Boy was the songwriting or the guy that understood the commerciality of their sound when as a group or as a duo, so I want to expect the same thing. It might sound like the P Square of old years. That's what he might pull off because they had actually started doing that already with the records.
Yeah.
So fingers crossed. Let's see how
Let's see how it
how it
goes.
go. But I don't know if I like the title Rude Boy Killers. I don't
Yeah,
know.
like I
I
can
know one
understand. I can wait, I was gonna get to that. I was gonna say ridiculous, you will not die in Jesus' name. You know, like your mother. Imagine buying this CD for your mother.
And your mother prays
Is
for
there
prayer.
ridiculous? Who are they killing? Why so
Some people
violent?
say that's a good result. If the album cover gives you a reason to pray, then
Wow.
But not
In
touching-
Nigeria, I'm like, I don't
But
think
not
so.
touching-
I don't think so.
But I think it's very bold of him, and like you mentioned in Nigeria, because you also have to read your audience. You know that we're very Nigerians. Okay, not we, but Nigerians can be very religious and superstitious because
Right.
it's superstition that would make you say, "Oh, this you have taught this, you have said kill us, so maybe if you buy it, you just kill us." Literally, But I'm hoping that more people would see beyond that. It's an artistic representation, of course, of him writing this. If I were to judge by his previous singles, Reason with Me and Audio Money, I would say certainly then it is an album to look forward to,
I
because
agree.
Reason with Me, like James mentioned, took us back to the P Square
Early P
days.
Square.
It sounded like a P Square song. You would imagine. I mean, you just needed a second voice on it, or just maybe duplicate his own voice and make it sound like P Square as we knew it. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy for both of them. Mr. P released an album earlier this year. Whether you people like the songwriting or not, I just remembered
Some of the singles were good.
I remembered what's it called, an Inyanya song, and I Shorty say no come for the rice, buddy and if
You tried,
They
try.
come for the dance.
Give them
and
ayo.
if you
No,
go on his
I
Instagram
has
page.
potential, yeah.
Give them. You did well, Ayo.
Thank you.
Yeah, yeah,
I
potential.
rest my case.
I like how your voice dropped. So I said thank you. So proud. Oh, by the way, talking about singles, right? I like how you made a strong point there. Because singles work better or perform better these days, maybe due to social media, don't you think? Maybe the challenges.
generally,
that
I
raised
think
surrounding
maybe.
No,
maybe.
generally,
But generally,
I think our
actually.
attention spans are.
I was going to say
reducing. So even
attention
so the
span.
albums are reducing in length. For instance,
Songs are
every
reducing in
Olamide
length.
album before 2016 was about 59 minutes and above. From then it has been less than 30 minutes. The last one was 28 minutes. That's the Wizkid.
Yeah.
Yes, it's what 28-minute album. So since this streaming thing became big, songs have started reducing, album lengths have reduced, and I think that I guess
I like how you pronounce that.
It's
Wizkid.
she was the one that was trying to.
She got- no, you-
I said Scooty that day. She said Scooty. So I'm like,
I said-
No,
let
I
me
said
equal go with.
Scooty. You said Scooty.
Here
That's
we go
Olamide's
again,
album,
yes.
by the
Anyway, Olamide's album. Yes, that album. So yeah, so I think things are reducing. So I guess that's also why singles are
Yeah.
so immensely popular. But it still means that there's a pressure on the artists now, because when they want to make albums, they're like, you know what, we have to make a statement, and that's really the problem, I guess. Why I'm like, you know what, maybe not an album. Look at Wizkid's songs from the other side. It has
Yeah.
17 or something songs. And he said no, it was an EP. I'm like, guy, that's not what EPs are like now, bros. You know,
I'm like, you
that's
said
not
what?
this is.
EP? What is the album going to look like now?
Ugo Collins, we see you on WhatsApp. Thank you. Ugo Collins thinks you and James make such a fantastic grapevine
Aw.
analyst duo.
Oh,
Thank
I
you,
added
because
something else that
I'll
I
elbow you.
skipped.
No way, I blocked him before the
Aya
message
said,
came through.
sorry, Ugo said Aya should lip singing for Myro.
I forgot my name is Ayo Myro.
Wizkid's Essence cracks Bill. I have a problem with this headline.
Yes.
Cracks. How do you crack? Okay, you know what? Wizkid's Essence cracks the Billboard Hot 100. That's what the headline reads. Debuts at number 82. So 82 is not a crack. 82 is an entry, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Well,
That's not
that's my
fair.
point. No, it's not about being fair or not.
Plus,
It's
it's not even the first time, so I don't know why the headline is something like
No,
that.
but it's his first time, please. It's his own
No,
song.
it's
People
not.
should stop doing all of these things for listening. That was a Drake song.
Simmer down, guys. On July 12th, let me sound like Trump. July 12, 2021, Nigerian superstar Wizkid's song Essence became the first Nigerian song to crack again
Look at what
the
it's
Billboard Hot 100. Please, what? Okay. All right. So what happened was, interestingly, the fact that Wizkid's Essence is making the rounds these days, it comes as no surprise because at some point last week I noticed that there was it seemed like a marketing drive to push Essence to the top of the Billboard because there were sponsored polls, there were conversations around it again. But what do you guys think? I mean,
Well, I totally missed those the push. I just know that the song has been following me around. A friend was telling me, I think 2-3 weeks ago, about how everywhere she entered, there was somebody was playing Essence. So I think it's a decent song, although I think that's not because of Thames. Anyway, but yes, I think it's
We heard
Thames-
that.
I think it's
no,
I think
Thames,
it's a,
you can't discount Thames' contribution to that.
yeah,
song.
no, of course. I'm just saying that I think she's actually the one who carries the song, to be honest. But anyway, it's a Wizkid song, and he's the one on the whatever. So good for him, good to him. I just don't think the album was as good, but that doesn't matter. I'm happy that he's there, and hopefully this means we'll get more people cracking, or entering, to use Val's preferred word,
Yes.
into the Billboard chart. I think it's a big deal actually,
Jimmy?
commercially.
Actually, you just said I don't think the album was even an EP.
No, Made in Lagos and was
How
an
can you
album.
say the EP is not good? Have you heard
Made
what
in
he's
Lagos.
talking about?
No, he was talking
How can you say the album EP was not good?
I don't think.
understand
Look,
this.
listen. If you are going to rank Wizkid's projects, I think you will put Made in Lagos maybe number 3 or number 4 out
Bruh,
of 6 or something.
let me tell you. No.
It is
Okay,
certainly
so let's
inferior
leave
to
it.
Superstar.
Let's
It's
not argue
certainly
about
inferior
it.
to Ayo
No,
as well.
I don't think you've listened to the EP.
Eh?
Let's
What?
leave it to. Have you listened to the? It's
The
just
album,
like 5,
the
6
entire
songs.
thing. Exact. No, it's more than. I think
The
it's
EP,
about
this particular one we're talking
8,
about?
9, yeah.
This last
Made in
EP
Lagos. Made in Lagos.
that has
not-
the essence and everything.
Yes.
No, I don't think
The
you
one that has
listened to it.
Ginger. With,
Yes,
Burna
yes,
Boy.
the album. I'm sorry,
I
it's
had
an album.
yes, an album.
I
Now
don't
with
think
Damian
it's-
Marley.
So you just
What are
mentioned
you
Ginger
saying?
self.
I have.
You just even mentioned. Did you hear
So
the one
what?
self?
So two singles make an
the
album.
Mali-
Is that
with
how
the
it
Mali,
works?
Mali brother.
The beauty of
Yes,
what
Damian.
is going
Damian's
on-
verse was good, but
I
what did
Have you
Wizkid do
listened
there?
to-
I will turn off your mic.
Anyway,
That's the power I have.
No.
let's
Thank you
not
very
get into this.
But the beauty
Just
of
Thank you very
address
much,
address
Aaron.
the song.
But the beauty of what's going on right now is the fact that you guys are seemingly like a clear representation of Nigerians. The camps between.
No. You
Do I
are
like
sound
Wizkid?
like the clear representation of the president. I'm sorry. I didn't say
Do
that.
I like Wizkid?
But-
Do I like Wizkid? Why
But
not?
no, but
No, it's
truthfully,
not about Wizkid's. I like him. It's not
The
about. I'm talking
essence.
about the album.
Essence is
Yes.
a great
So
song.
the essence of this conversation.
Is,
Yeah, nice
yes,
song.
it's a great song.
Gang,
Yes.
gang.
It's a great
Don't
song.
leave
Maybe
me
not, maybe not the best song for me personally. However, it was a great rendition, and the twist to that particular song is the fact that he put Thames on it. Thames, the fresh kid who has been putting out beautiful music, and then we just wanted to hear what Thames and Wizkid would sound on the record, and they did Essence, and it was a fantastic song.
Let's hear.
All right. I can't buy this guy. I swear down.
Wait.
Tell me that that project was not.
No, Made in Lagos. I beg, please.
Oh,
I said what I said.
No.
Quote me.
no. Will not.
God bless you.
The whole EP, the whole album.
I beg, can somebody check how many songs are on that album actually? Let me 9 or 10, Abi. You people are. Oh, Wizkid MC is here.
No, not even about being with
They are here.
It was a beautiful, like it was an album that I listened from start.
Say
Do
it.
you understand? Till the end. It was a good. He did well. That was the even the song that even I'll say see internationally that crossed that did.
Better than with previous one. It's better than Samsung.
You can transcribe this to or translate it to me. You don't need no other album.
I
you know
do.
that this one was
Don't
good.
need that body of work.
Even the millennials or Gen Zs are saying that this one is better. This album is better
But
than
why would they not say that, please? Oh, it has 14
No, but
songs.
let's see.
Look at
comments,
the 14
people's
songs. How many songs can you remember from that album, by the way? So that's 14 songs. I just checked. Tell me.
This one is holding the phone. How many-
Let us discuss it now.
Look at what's-
Look at facts now. Yeah, tell me, how many songs do you remember? If you remember up to 5.
This is not about
Anyway,
loyalty,
but let's not
it's
get
about
into
the
this.
essence.
For me, I think it's a big deal, and let's not distract on whether we like Wizkid and his album or not
No, it's
from
not
how
Wizkid
big
now.
a deal
Wizkid
this
is great.
The Billboard 100 is many musicians want
It's
to
a
get
symbol
on that.
of
Yes,
the
it's a
of
symbol,
American
yes.
music.
And its chart rankings are based on sales, radio play, and
Yep.
online streaming in the United States. So think about
Big
it.
deal, big deal.
Do you know how many songs are released in the United States on a daily basis? And for Wizkid and Thames to make it to
To
that
crack it.
chart, yes, even if it's number 100,
I'm
they got
telling
there.
you.
Yeah, because it is something phenomenal. It's based on actuals, so not just on popularity, but the sales and and all that. So I think it's really we applaud Wizkid. Like always mentioned previously, he had been on there with featuring one with Drake, and then with
Brown Skin Girl
Brown
with
Skin Girl
Beyonce.
Beyonce. So in his own right, he's now on that chart, and we celebrate that.
For
Yeah.
Thames, this
Yeah.
marks her first appearance as her launch gathers heat. I remember seeing it on the Shade Room on their Instagram. I was so excited for her. Fantastic one. Now, let's move on to other stories, especially relating to the passing of Sound Sultan. We'll get to that in a moment as we share a tribute shortly. This is Smooth Breakfast. Thank you. The Tigers.
The Tigers, and that was lovely.
Song,
That was
please.
so lovely.
You guys talked about Slow Tuesday, have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
About what?
He's passing.
on
Yeah,
Tuesday.
yeah,
Okay.
Really? What else did she say?
Thank God I wasn't even sitting on that day.
And
Very true. And that's
Yeah,
why
really
I
sad
use
stuff.
Cerelac in your everyday, which provides half of your daily
Funny, I mean, he had such a long career. I think people forget.
Yeah.
He was like in the first batch.
Yes.
All the Plantation Boys
Two-Face,
time.
Man was
That
there.
Thank you.
And
Such a
survived
long
that,
career.
those 2 decades
LD,
into this new
LD.
one.
Yeah.
And still
All those people.
relevant.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly, from there.
Yes.
And she had the song that he hit with Wizkid. I mean,
Of
it's
course.
ridiculous, man. Had a long career.
It was too sudden, like, boom.
Yeah.
Wake up in the morning and start to plan ahead. Whoa.
How did you get those photos? The ones you shared?
I've always had them. Like,
Yeah, I'm sure they were
on my
coded places.
phone, my laptop, even
But this thing, all of the while,
my phone. Yeah,
this one.
yeah, this one actually.
So how long have you been using the phone?
Oh, well, my things, once I change my phone, they move to the next
Okay,
one.
okay.
Yes.
First time with you. Oh, that's so nice.
That's why I must always buy like a 512 gig of
These are
iPhone.
iPhone.
512.
out on Audio Mac. I thought we were friends.
yeah.
Then I also had them on my laptop. For my BlackBerry days, I've had all my,
The photos.
my photos.
Wow, that was great.
We're back. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Potential, touching.
Mike's up.
Smooth 98.1, love music, love life, a little more conversation. I love that. It's the Grapevine 981 here with Valentine Ohu.
And with Ayo Myro Essay, send your messages to WhatsApp 0809-444-0981 in the studio. James, Silas,
Yeah!
and Horace.
Hi,
Good
guys.
morning. Hi.
Hi.
Hello. Before the break, we're talking about Wizkid, and they went off the racks talking about Essence made in Lagos, which was better, which was not. Thames is always still adding the substance and the spice. to the song. Thames is really the reason why I love that song.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, she dumped.
To me, she's the
yeah.
essence of the song.
Ooh, nice.
She's like Maggie.
She is.
Sorry. She's like.
She is. I don't even think. I think even Wizkid is aware of that. Actually.
I think even if.
I think he too knows that.
Well, Tempo XL is saying that James and Oris, you should please check out his song on Audio Mark. He's been talking about Tempo XL. So tell us
How
what
do
you
you
think
spell it,
about it.
please?
It's just Tempo
Tempo XL.
XL TEMPO.
Tempo, not tempo. right?
Tempo.
Tempo.
Yeah, XL. Yeah.
Now we should listen to the song.
Yeah,
This song.
and give him feedback.
Put the song on the Grapevine.
Yes, please.
Let's talk
Send it
about
to
it
us.
generally.
Send it to us.
Exactly, yeah.
That's
Breakfast
breakfast
at
at
Smooth.
smooth91.fm.
That's
Tempo,
right.
please do so. And then Tony, hello. Tony says it's his first time listening to us and he's having a good time.
Oh, we love you, Tony.
Hey,
Thanks,
Tony.
Tony. Thanks, Tony.
Hi, Tony. Hello, Tony. This is crowd sharing.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, so Nigerian Basketball Federation dedicated a win by the Tigers over United States and Argentina, which was surprising, by the way, for those who saw the match, to the late Sound Sultan, who
Oh.
passed on Sunday, 11th July. While the Nigerian team actually played their match, they registered a historic 90-87 victory over Team US in an Olympic friendly. We recall that also Sound Sultan passed due to complications from lymphoma and acute lymphoma ailments. From diagnosis to death, I hear it was just a 4-month period. It's pretty sad. Sound Sultan, we all respect and we love him. I don't think we'll stop talking about him, his life and his legacies. He's been so consistent with his love for the craft, his affinity to fans. You never catch Sound Sultan not smiling at fans or being warm. So it was one dedication or one tribute that resonated with so many Nigerians and so many Africans around the world who love his music and follow his craft as well. In their words, they said, "We dedicate the victories against US and Argentina to late Olarinwaju Fasasi, aka Sound Sultan. You saw this day coming when Nigeria would become a dominant force in global basketball. Ironically, the day we won against US basketball, that was when you gave up the ghost. RIP." That's what the statement from the Nigeria Basketball Federation read on July 13, 2021. Guys, James?
Yeah, I mean it's sad. So, I don't know. Man. You see, when I was saying just before we came back on air that I thank God I wasn't here on Tuesday to talk about this. But let's keep the mood going because I think Sultan is somebody who would rather want us to celebrate him a lot more than just to be sad because he did well even in his short time with us. Just saying, he had a great career. He had, and people that knew him, knew that he was the music guy. He was the fitness guy. He loved basketball, not just loving basketball. The guy was he was an entrepreneur when it comes to the game itself. He could play the game as well. In front of basketball, Sound Sultan's house, he has a proper, like, the real professional net in front of his house.
Yeah.
So, and this is something that's been playing since I knew him, like way back. People that live in South, like, that First Bank Court, that's where he comes to play. He has always loved basketball. So I also appreciate and thank the guys for, crediting their win to him, and I'm sure there's so much more that we'll still always remember or attached to the guy, Sound Sultan. It's a sad loss. It's not something like, for me, it was a rude shock, when you wake up and this is what hits you and you're wondering, and and I feel so sorry for even the family that he's left behind, the wife who has to deal with this. I mean, according to traditional, religious rites, he had to be buried Cindy already, and it's just also sudden, but Sultan will always be celebrated. We can never, I mean, personally, I can never forget him. If we talk about creativity, not just in the music industry, also in the movie industry. If for people who watch Basketball and Cloudy Peters show on DSTV, you will know that Sultan was part of the people who wrote a lot of the episodes, and also was also a great actor even in that light. May he continue to rest in peace.
Yeah.
Amen. Oris, what do you make of the tribute?
I think it's deserved. I have a personal story actually about South Sultan. The first year I was in Lagos. I mean, just to return, I was living, but we'll way back. Anyway, 2014 or 2015, we had to write a book about, I think it was Jimmy Jatt's biography at the time, and I was to interview like a bunch of people who grew up with him, not grew up like people who were there at the start of his career, and so he gave us a list of artists to like interview. I mean, the creme de la creme, at least at the time, a lot of them, so just a bunch of them. I recall that the people who were the easiest, I mean, because I'm an unknown guy, I just had the phone and I had numbers, and I had to like just call random to say, what, Jimmy Jatt was doing this, blah blah blah. The two people who were easy to access, Two-Face and Sound Sultan. Sound Sultan was so good that I think when I called him, I don't think he picked, but I sent him a text saying, what, this was what we were trying to do. Like I sent to everybody else. He was the only one who responded and said, what, let's meet somewhere. We couldn't meet that day. He had a shoot somewhere in Ikeja, and he invited me to come for that. So while in between his performances during the video, we had the interview.
Imagine.
and it was just, I mean, it was excellent. I mean, this is a guy that I've been following since way back. He sang Jagodantes and Koleye one way back then, you know. And for him to have been so accessible to someone like me who just showed up with no name and anything, it was remarkable. Like I said, him and Two-Face were the two people who were so easy to access. So yeah, I think he's beyond a musician. Was a great guy.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing about it, and I'm happy that he has this kind of tribute. I remember that in the video for Koleweon, people seem to have forgotten. He actually had a basketball court. He was playing basketball in the video. You know, so his association with basketball is like spanned decades, a very, very long time. So yeah, may he rest in peace.
You know what keeps ringing out for me in all these conversations? Ever since it's passing, the consistency in the testimonies shared about Sound Sultan.
Consistent.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Ojo sent to us on WhatsApp. He said there was an episode of The Grapevine that Sound Sultan was being bashed for wearing a particular jacket to 2 events in quick succession. And he called in. He made so much jokes about it, and he just showed how he handled issues with a pure heart.
Yep, I was on that show.
Everyone
I remember very clearly. I remember the shock in my voice when I was like, Sound Sultan, the real Sound Sultan? That's how I asked, and he kept laughing. He said, yes, Val, the real Sound Sultan. And he addressed it. He was joking about it. I can't tell you how much respect I had for him after that day. I respected him, but after I know. So I mean, that's for me. It's a lesson. Man. Yes, it's a lesson to live intentionally, to give of yourself, you know, completely, and just don't take life too seriously. Don't hold it too tight to your chest, and just be nice to people. Speaking of niceness, I don't know if this would be nice to hear. A few people have just expressed, their certain sentiments around their union or supposed union. Eddie Murphy's son dating Martin Lawrence's daughter, asking if is this a comedic romance? Is there a joke here? Who's the joke?
Is this a joke?
Is this a joke? American comedian Eddie Murphy's son Eric is dating the daughter of Martin Lawrence. Is being confirmed. Jasmine. She revealed their relationship in a sweet Instagram post celebrating his 32nd birthday on Saturday, July 10th. Happy birthday, my love! I'm so incredibly blessed to know you. Blah blah blah. It keeps going. Horace.
I think for me, I mean, of course, I'm happy for the lovebirds. But there are two things. One, this is just like a married maid in Hollywood, clearly. On the one hand. On the second hand, I'm just thinking, wait. Eddie Murphy, I remember, I mean, I watched it after, but I remember his stand-up, I think in 87 or 89. It was this fresh-faced kid. He has a child that's 32.
Yeah.
I'm old. The
So
end.
before you thought you knew.
That's it. Like, I'm old. The end. I'm just stunned. You know, when I was watching that film with Nick Nolte, is he another for this? I was back in the early 90s, and in Beverly Hills Cop. I'm like, wait, this guy now has a child at 32 years old. I'm just stunned, man. I'm just stunned. Yeah, that's all about. That's what.
It's amazing.
I'm just
James.
Yeah, I mean it's what it is. You just realize that time really flies. People grow. I mean, years have passed. But it's actually, I'm not surprised because at the end of the day, you realize that people who come from the same, is it pedigree or same, they tend to
elitism?
blend with each other. Do you understand? So they are friends with each other. Their parents are friends. They get to see, and then from there,
What is the hope
they
of the
become
poor man who wants to
regular
marry
friends,
a
and
rich
then
girl then?
relationships start going and everything. So I'm not surprised.
And James,
I like how
can't a poor man marry
Wait,
any of these guys?
I like how you guys are just dancing around it. How is it that nobody has said or asked this question?
What question?
Are you sure this was not arranged by the parents? Because are we going to rule it out as a possibility?
I thought
really?
America, free market economy. I thought it's
I have a
America.
daughter, She's fine. You know, she's been, that
Nah.
little girl that used to play with your son, back in the day when you guys used to come.
Not in America.
What?
Ah,
Are you sure?
I don't know.
Martin, you know Jasmine now. Why is my meeting
But you guys, the way you're saying jazz is Yasmin.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Guys,
okay.
Saying
guys,
that I beg,
Yeah.
it's
Just say
Jasmine. It's
Jasmine,
Jasmine.
please.
What do
In
they call?
America-
Is Jasmine not the name of the female character of Aladdin? It's
In
Jasmine.
America,
It's
they
Jasmine.
call it, yeah,
It's
Jasmine
Jasmine,
is the
man.
right,
That you guys
is the
say
right
Jasmine.
pronunciation,
No,
but in
that's
America,
I mean, I have a daughter who's
Jasmine.
called Juanita. I don't say Juanita, you guys. So
Ah.
you come,
Juanita.
so
Who is this
say
guy?
Jasmine.
Who is this guy,
Jasmine.
please?
Bougie James.
I'm just saying.
Pseudo Bushy
But
James.
seriously though, doesn't it seem like an arranged?
I don't think so.
relationship to you?
No, I think
I
I would.
I
go-
think it's
I
just
would
the same
go more
environment
with-
thing.
Yes, I would go more with the whole. We hang out together. We go to the
Exactly.
same social clubs together. We go to the same movie premieres together. Like I see a fine girl. it's for me. It's will it last? Because you hear of things like this. I hope it will.
No, but it seems like they've been together for. We are just saying it. They've been together.
And
for
I
a
don't
while.
think they are in the entertainment business, so maybe that will probably mean it will
Yeah,
probably
she
last
is.
longer.
She's an actress.
Or how
Okay.
about he?
Yeah, I don't know what he does,
I mean,
but I know
huh?
she's an actress.
He does something.
Well,
Yeah.
Proximity breeds,
good for them.
Romance,
good for
eh?
them.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So who are you hanging out with?
Uh-huh.
Or who's relatives? Like, I just figure out that my sister is, contesting in Nigerian Idols. Yes.
No.
Sorry.
The Voice.
The Voice. Oh, pardon me. The Voice.
Which of them?
So Ayo posted about her, spoke about her. I saw a video last night. First of all, of this lady who is contesting on The Voice.
Esther.
Esther.
Of course.
Thank you. I'm glad you knew.
That's the voice.
That's the
That's
Voice.
The Voice. That's the Voice.
So please,
So-
who is related to Esther?
I am.
Wow.
Valentine.
We're from the same local government area,
Oh wow,
but
nepotism.
regardless,
And
Does she know you?
I know you're gonna say that.
Does she know-
And we're winners in our family.
Does she know
So-
you?
Nepotism.
No, she may not know me, but
Ah.
Benyogo is a name. It's a surname that I've heard from my parents mentioned a lot of times. I've had. I'm not sure if it's her parents, but my parents are.
You know when somebody from your village hammer, say, that
It's not
guy,
the hammer,
it's
she
my
has not
brother.
hammered yet. The point is, I
She's a
was so
finalist, isn't she?
stunned watching the video and listening to her. At some point, I shut my eyes and listened to the voice. Her
Ah, no.
voice.
That girl
Esther
can
sang.
sing.
And I showed it to my wife, and my wife was like, "Who is this?" She stopped. My wife will seldom leave her WhatsApp when I'm trying to show her something. But this time, she actually dropped the message halfway and listened to Esther's voice. And I thought, who is this person? And when I heard her surname, I was like, what? So
This is my
to that
cousin.
nepotistic allusion, it's wrong. I loved her first before I even found out that she was related. But when I found out, I'm like, oh my gosh, well, so good for my place. But anyway,
And this guy
I
cannot
must
sing
mention her already.
Eh?
nothing.
Esther took all the
This
voice
guy
in the
cannot.
family.
Can you see your village people can sing? Where were you born?
I don't sing for the public, This voice you have to
Shower singer, abi?
Sorry?
Singing in the shower.
No, I do beyond showers.
Like me now,
Go
that
ask
I'm a
Michael
singer.
Jackson, he'll tell you.
Being
Ayo,
a
tell them,
singer
tell them.
myself, I can definitely say from one singer to another singer, Esther's got the voice.
So, but guys, this is not. We are not plugging for Esther anything, but I'm just saying that
But I'm saying she's
you
got
people
it.
should go
She's got
and
an
make sure that
amazing
girl
voice.
wins the show. We're not plugging for her. This is
I
not
beg, I didn't in
campaign
the
for
final
her.
yet. I didn't in the final yet.
Semi-final.
Not yet. Is
Some-
it
no, okay,
semi-final?
no, let's say
I
quarter
think
final.
And it comes
yeah.
as no surprise because she won the GCG.
Yeah, and
competition.
that's where I discovered, not discovered, that's where I met her, and I fell in love with her from then. She sang at my wedding. That's how much I loved her. I had to show you
I
that.
didn't
This
even
is a
know
campaign.
This
is a
free
campaign.
promo now
I
makes sense.
invited her to come because she is phenomenal. I love hearing her sing.
Okay.
So
All of
GCGC.
these
And you know,
reviews, I would have to go listen to her myself.
Yeah, she's good.
Oh,
I want
bro,
to
you
hear your
should.
thoughts on it. I'm going to play her performance to you afterwards. But you know the thing about Oris, when
Ah.
you talk about something a lot, you now be very critical.
Ah,
Mm.
that's
Well,
not
well,
even
like-
fair, please. I'm a lover, not a
Like
fighter.
bad news, Brown, Abby.
I am a lover, not a fighter.
Alright.
Per Michael Jackson, yeah.
Boys, plug out. Sorry, men, plug out.
Ladies first.
No. That's James first. Then.
Okay, at least said it nicely.
Is that it?
I'm a nice guy, I'm a nice guy.
James Salas on social media, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Google me. Yes, I'm nice like that. So holla at me. If you let me know, tell me that you're from the
High
grapevine. I will know.
My
You know,
space.
my space. Those kind of to go, WeChat. Just let me know you're from the grapevine. Just say
Swipe left.
Cool.
hi from the grapevine. That's it. You're my guy.
All right, fair enough. Yeah. So it's Kachoris. Kachoris is on Instagram, and back in the day when Twitter was in Nigeria, it was also Kachoris on Twitter.
What is it?
Thank you. What
You
you
said?
Tell it.
No, that's what I'm saying. In
Oh,
those days, in
I
the
see.
80s, back when it was
Or when you
created.
go on holiday.
At the time,
catch
it was,
a
yes, it
river.
was, yeah, so Catch a Riz, exactly. Yes, and Catch a Riz Gram on Instagram, and Catch a Riz as well on Facebook. I think that's about it.
Yeah.
If you have my WhatsApp, say hi.
Oh yeah. I'm also in Clubhouse. We do Clubhouse too.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, next
Ayo.
one. I'm on everything. That's Ayo Myra essay. That's simple.
And you're so happy. She likes her
Same
name so much.
Yeah.
I'm on everything like white on right. Valentine, oh, stay with us. Good morning.
Great job on the Smooth Breakfast Show.